What up? Welcome to another daily upload by me in this YouTube channel. It's been a while. I've been pretty much gone for 2.5 months, 3 months ish. It's all good. I've been learning a bunch though, so I've just been getting my cortisol down since the whole last year thing, bunch of stress, whatever. But new school year, new me, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm a freaking junior, bro. That's a bit wild. Starting to feel a little bit old. Still young at the same time. You know what I mean? But yeah, just seeing a lot of like people grow too. Like it's really interesting, especially like myself growing as well over the summer. It's crazy. Like just coming back to school. Um, well, in today's video, just want to talk about what I've been doing, what I've learned, and things I'm probably gonna be talking about in the future. Um, well, I haven't been in the gym for quite a bit, getting back into it. Um, and that is probably something that like I did struggle with like a little bit during the whole summer. I was kind of like I'm still going to the apartment gyms and everything, and like mediocre workouts and stuff like that. But I still try to put in the work. But I don't know. Like once I started to like get more into it, try to involve myself more into it. Like it really depends on like the community, and why I go to the gym and the motivations that I go to. I did read the Atomic Habits book, which is pretty interesting. I applied that a little bit towards my life, but you can see that my room's a fucking mess because I'm still a little bit unorganized, but I'll get that shit done. Um, I went to Japan and Vietnam for basically the whole summer, and I was also kind of learning how to be a little bit more independent. Um, just doing stuff on my own, going around on my own, um, taking light rail too, and not really talking to too many people actually. Like when you're on vacation and like you just have no friends, it's like so interesting. Just not talking to someone that you know for in like you've been talking to them for like what like 3 4 months straight like during the whole school year and everything, and then you just get on vacation, you just don't talk to anyone for like 2.5 months. Like man, it's like such an experience and such a privilege to kind of do that because you just are so trapped in your own thoughts. You're like, and then you get to a point where you either like start getting depressed or you kind of find out like shit to do and how to like improve yourself. And it's so it's such a privilege to kind of have that sort of stuff, and I appreciate that. Um, I got to really experience that, and I've just been kind of like journaling, and I got to buy new stuff for like my like buy new stuff like mechanical pencils and notebooks and all this other stuff that I could like kind of express myself with, as well as like pre-preparing for future future things I want to do, like future things like school, prepping for that, doing when I start college, um, and also just really locking in school. Like last year, like I feel like a lot of my videos, I I never really truly meant it. Like I did mean those videos, but I just never took my own advice, if that makes sense. I think one of those things were my cortisol was very high. I was very stressed all the time, and I never really took the time to find out how to really relax and how to really get back to that like base state where you want to explore things, you want to do everything without being stressed about other things in life. Um, and that's like kind of like where I started getting into like philosophical kind of things and like religion and stuff. I'm not gonna get too in depth into that because I don't really like talking about controversial topics like that. But a lot of philosophical stuff like Time Alone, the Kevin Levrone, like I was really into that, as well as like really getting into really not caring about things that don't affect me. And I know that sounds like selfish, but also in a way, like it's the best thing you could do for yourself. Like not giving a shit about anything else. Like anything else. Like for like a long time. And it just resets your brain. And resets your brain and you don't have to like worry about anything. You just kind of like get to work. If it, like for me, it eventually got to a point where like I was so bored and I was like at peace with everything and I was so calm that I was like able to do things and enjoy them again. It's so crazy how like kind of like isolating yourself healthily is great. And I even like lost a couple like and I even like rekindled with like a bunch of friends of mine too. And it's great. Like you never really like once you lose something, you really start to appreciate that thing. Like for example, like my friend, um, we had like a little bit of falling out because like some shit I did, and and then once like we kind of like stopped talking to each other, began to we start to like we start to build a better bond with each other because once we didn't have each other in our lives, like we started to appreciate like man, like we literally talked every single day about like some stupid shit, and now like I have no one else to talk to. But and it's like so special, It's special to kind of have that type of relationship with anyone. And I also started to appreciate like my other relationships too, and all the friends I've made because now that I'm getting into like junior year, like I need to find a job and then I gotta get a car and I gotta get a permit, like yeah, the older you get, the more responsibility, right? And also the more opportunities that you get too. Um, yeah, like I started getting more into learning. Um, I started like worrying about like worrying and trying to find a job too. But luckily, I have some friends that can help me out. My friends that help me out with driving and also getting a job too. Like shout out to those people. I appreciate you guys a lot, and I'm really lucky that I'm really lucky that I'm friends with like all these people, and I'm really happy for myself that I I networked and made friends like that, and I learned from everyone. Like man, most of the time I was just like scrolling on like TikTok like during the summer, and I learned so many new things of like stupid shit people do and why they do it, and I started to relate with that as well. Like I did a lot of stupid shit like sophomore year, you know, but it's just for the fun of it. Like for the it's either to like for the fun of it, stress, and like you're kind of like lost and you have like no idea what you want to be productive, but you're just too burnt out to really like put any effort, but just make ideas and like say things in order to yeah learning learning to avoid burnout. I feel like it's like so important because once you burn out, you can't do anything, and then that recovery process is like so much harder. So like taking breaks more often. That's what I learned. Um, Learning to kind of like actually take a break from everything instead of like, for example, like a lot of people would just scroll on reels or play games, or they like normally distract themselves. That's what I'm saying. They never, we never really know how to like recover correctly. I feel like what I learned at least, the way to really recover correctly is to step away from everything. So all your interests, or not even all your interests, like some of your interests, some of your friends, some of the negative things, you step away from it, and that's how you kind of like refresh your brain. You stop worrying about all those things, and yeah. But now like I'm such in a calm mindset that I'm ready to like go back towards those ambitions, like starting a club, helping new helping people, actually gaining knowledge for myself and actually taking my own advice too. Uh, um, and now I want to go, start my club still. Like I need to do that. um, Started getting into fashion too. Like I went to Japan, so I got like a lot of clothes, and as well as like as well as like playing, you know, playing games. I took a break from games for a while, so started to enjoy that a little bit more often. Um, Even like YouTube, I took a break for a while, and I learned to kind of be appreciative of, and also like how important it is of like the audience that I'm trying to teach, and how important it is to like not give misinformation, and also give like quality advice. So that's why from now on, the main stuff that I'm gonna start talking about is like stuff that I already achieved, not things that I'm setting myself and giving advice that I'm about to achieve because I just learned the information, because that's like stupid, you know? You want to hear from a person that's already achieved that thing or achieved that goal, and then they pass it on to you. And I get that, yeah, there's still like a journey and everything, you get better at it. But in the first place, like all my other videos, I wasn't really doing them, except for the mind mapping part. That mind mapping part, like, yeah, I was all crazy about that. I'm still crazy about that. Um, but it's the start of school, so I can't really start mind mapping all that stuff. Um, but yeah, I just want to talk about like what's been going on and all that. I have future videos coming ahead, and yeah, this should be like some pretty raw footage. Might suck a little bit, but first video back. I'll ramp it up slowly, like how I've been doing with all my other videos. But yeah, um, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for watching. Um, and I hope this year is gonna be great for everyone. Or not this year. What am I saying? This school year. That's what I meant. All the juniors watching. All the juniors watching. All the new people watching. All the adults watching. Hope you guys like learn something from this, and I hope that I'll start giving more quality content now and start to make YouTube a little bit more important because of the content that I'm putting out. I'll see you guys.